Welcome guys to John's Football Channel. This is your preview to Man United vs Liverpool. I just thought I might go on here and see if we can make a review for Man United vs Liverpool. We all know it's a very big game. In terms of Champions League football, I suppose. We know that Aston Villa, Man United, Liverpool are, I think the last teams fighting for the last two spaces, basically. So it's between those three teams that are actually going to compete for the Champions League next season. Most of us would think that it will be these two teams, but for that very reason, we know Aston Villa is going to be playing tomorrow as well. So it is a question of if Aston Villa win tomorrow, where does it put Man United or Liverpool, depending on who actually wins here in this game. So hence why that is a very big game on its own. But we all know that this fixture in itself is really very competitive and very. There's a lot of history behind these two teams playing each other. So let's get into this preview and let's see the starting lineups. So obviously, with Man United, they have Lemons in goal, Mazzarari as their left back, as their right back, Maguire and Havens as their centre backs, and Dalot as their left back. And then in CDM they have Casemiro and Maino. Then up front ahead of them they'll have Mbeno, Fernandes, and Ahmad. And then ahead of them they will have Sissoko. And then if we take a look at Liverpool's team, potentially they will go with Alisson in goal, Curtis Jones as the right back, Konate and Van Dijk as the centre backs, and then Robertson as the left. Wirtz, Gravenberch, McAllister, and Szoboszlai in the midfield, and then Gakpo and Isak up front. So if we take a look at Man United's first in terms of the way they shape up, I think it's very straightforward. I think the centre backs will be the way they are. There's no such crazy thing in terms of back three or anything like that. I think that's how they're going to shape up. It's nice to see that potentially they could have Maino and Casemiro helping each other, because Casemiro probably with the more experience guiding Maino. Maino, we know, is a technical baller. He knows how to play the ball. His fresh legs, especially, to help Casemiro from time to time. And then ahead of them, Mbeno, Fernandes, and Ahmad. We know they are very, very dangerous. Ahmad, I think a bit more on the younger side compared to most of these players around him, apart from Havens and Maino. But I think he offers that ability to hurt the team, to be aggressive, and to last very long on the field, because he's considering that he's younger than all the other players. And then Mbeno and Fernandes, hoping they're able to dictate the play and able to hurt Liverpool, try to find ways to actually hurt them. I think from time to time it could be probably Bruno and Ahmad in the cams, and I think just ahead of him, or the two of them, it will Mbeno smut in blood wherever he can, and then Sissoko just trying to hold Van Dijk and Konate up front there. So I think Mbeno will be the person who tries to be the free man and just tries to get the balls off Fernandes and Ahmad. Then if we take a look at Liverpool, it's a bit more tricky. Obviously we don't see Curtis Jones staying there. I don't see him playing the out-and-out right back. I think probably we could see it as possibly Robertson and Van Dijk and Konate. I'm not too sure who will. Maybe Curtis Jones will just like as a wing back, but not as a full right back. And then we will have Wirtz, Gravenberch, McAllister, and Szoboszlai up there as well. It's a question of who's doing what. Probably Wirtz will be a bit more higher up, helping Gakpo and Isak, depending on if Gakpo can play right and then Wirtz can play left. Wherever I think probably they'll interchange, depending on the manager, what Slot says. Or I suppose if they decide on their own and it's fine to do so, I think they will also interchange from time to time and see where they can get their best out of each other. And then Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, and McAllister playing in the midfield, kind of like Klopp used to do. the midfield, for Liverpool's midfield, for a very long time, there's never been a designated player who you could see, okay, this player is going to do this. They remind me like Henderson. I think Henderson, Milner, and Wijnaldum. We always knew Wijnaldum was a CDM, but there were certain players in the team that you could say, no, you're not quite sure where these people might play. We know they're going to play in the midfield, but you know where. But I think they'll just tidy up and just do the dirty work, I suppose, all together. They'll be taking turns. They'll be able to drop off and look at each other and say, okay, you cover me, I cover you. That type of thing against Man United. And then if we take a look at potential who will be playing who in terms of rated players, we know Sissoko might be is up there, and not like the best, but I suppose they've picked him to obviously he's going to lead the line for Man United, but obviously I think Beno is better than Sissoko in terms of top goal scorers. But and it's unfortunate TK is injured, so he won't probably be into this thing as well. I think Gakpo. I think Gakpo is their best player apart from Salah right now. That's all that could be potentially on the field for tomorrow's game. So I think obviously in terms of goal, I'm not quite sure what Gakpo has, but if you take a look at Sissoko, he's got 10 goals. I think Gakpo probably has a bit less than that. And then assists, I think probably Gakpo has a bit more than Sissoko. Minutes per goal, I think obviously because of the goals, I think obviously Sissoko has a bit more. And then man of the matches, I think obviously it's very difficult to lose 2-1. So I think Gakpo probably has a bit more man of the matches than Sissoko. Then if we take a look at some insights, Bruno Fernandes needs 1 assist to equal all-time Premier League record for a single season. So that's going to be a very interesting one. It's not. I think he obviously will do it. He has about 3 games left of the season, or 3 or 4 games left of the season. So he should be able to get 1 assist. It's not that difficult. And then under Carrick, Man United have won 29 points from 13 Premier League matches. They're the best in the division. Wow. So it shows you that they're actually in form, and I think that obviously, like we've always seen, there's a bounce back with managers. So it's good for Man United, I suppose, that they had a bounce back and it actually worked. And it's just a question of how consistent can it be? Can they go into next season and survive the whole season with Carrick, or do they wish to actually get someone else to replace him at the end of the season? Let me know down below what you guys think. If someone had to replace Carrick, who would it be? Would they replace him? Do you think that they will do that, or do you think he'll remain for the season? I think he reminds me of Ola Solskjaer. I think they'll do the same thing. I think it just depends how good he does. I think probably they'll keep him, seeing that he's doing this good for Man United. Carrick won 9 of their 13 Premier League matches, more than Amron managed in his 20. Oh. Then also Fernandes has assisted in 6 of his last 7 Premier League matches. So it just shows he's also informed for that record. And then Mohamed Salah, this fixture all-time top scorer, was 16 goals. He's ruled out with a hamstring tear. I got a feeling that, in a sense, I could be wrong, but I feel like I don't know. I think Arne Slot I don't know why he doesn't want him, but I think also because Salah's his last season, I think they don't want necessarily him to play. I think because now they know that he's not going to be in their plans. I think they're trying to move him on, and I think that for that sense, I think it can be also of them. Hence why they're trying to find ways to not make him play. And then 9 of Liverpool's league matches this season were decided by 90 minutes goals, a competition record. So it just shows you that until the last whistle, Man United cannot be happy and celebrating. They know they need to be focused for full 90 in order to ensure that Liverpool do not actually get anything from this game. Liverpool won just 1 of their last 12 league matches against sides in the top 3. So that's actually bad. That's very, very poor from Man United, from Liverpool. So I think there's also a sense of is Enno Slot needing that a bit more experience to actually know exactly how to dominate teams that are a bit more overqualified than he is. I think that obviously the teams ahead of him obviously know the Premier League a lot more than he does. So probably hence why he's been battling with this stat as well. Then if you take a look at form, Man United's form, they have won 3, drawn 1 and lost 1. And then Liverpool, they have won 3 and lost 2. So obviously Man United just nigged by 1 point. So it is a question of who is the team to actually deserve to actually get this. I suppose it isn't, because out of the last 3 matches, they both lost their third one. Man United lost to Leeds, and then Liverpool lost to PSG. And then ever since then, they were able to get 3 points from both games. So it is a question of can they make this 3 now, and can they get a rhythm of points and a rhythm of wins under their belt. Then currently in the league, in the Premier League table, Arsenal currently have 76 points with 2 games in hand over Man City. The Man United in top 3, they are 61, Liverpool on 58. So obviously if Liverpool win, they actually have a chance to actually go ahead of them, depending on goal difference. But I think obviously if Liverpool win, they will get a better goal difference than Man United, and will help them to actually go into third position. And I think it's in a way it's deserved from Liverpool, considering the amount of people, the players they have bought this season. It is expected of Liverpool to actually be there, but it is a question of do they actually deserve it, and are they actually willing to fight and get there, and get that position. Then obviously Aston Villa is right behind them. They are to play Spurs. Brentford as well. They actually managed to get a win over. I think Brentford won 3-0 today. I'm not quite sure. I think they won to some other team. But yeah, and then Bournemouth are still here to play. Chelsea are still here to play. I think or was that Newcastle? But anyway, so yeah, this is how the Premier League looks up here in the log, and then we look at down in the bottom. Obviously, it's still cagey with West Ham losing as well. So now it's a question of can Nottingham Forest get a win against Chelsea, and if they do so, then they know that they're out of the thing. They don't have to worry about being in the conversation, because they definitely need to win in order for them not to be in the conversation. Spurs, they definitely need to hope to beat Aston Villa and actually compete, because right now they are 2 points behind West Ham, and West Ham, they just need probably one more win, and they can actually cement them staying in the Premier League. I would actually hate it for Spurs to be relegated. It's not something you would want to see. You can't be excited to see someone lose and get out of the competition. I suppose it's nice to see Spurs here, but I suppose all good things must come to an end. And I think Spurs been suffering for a long time, especially their fans, and I think it would help them probably to actually be relegated and hopefully find a new way to actually come back to the Premier League with a bit more firepower up front. Then if we take a look at the competition and the games that have played against each other, Man United and Liverpool. Man United and Liverpool, Liverpool won out of the 5 games, they've won 2. And then Liverpool and Man United drew 2, and then Man United won 1. So clearly this game is in form of Liverpool, just by 1. But recently Man United did beat Liverpool. So it is a question of can Man United replicate that and actually get another result. Let me know down below what you guys think. Who do you think will actually get ahead in this fixture? Do you think it can be a draw? Seeing that, considering that it's very tight, it's very two heavyweights going against each other, or do you think some team will nudge it? Me personally, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Man United. I think they're a bit more in form. I think Carrick has his team playing a bit more better, and I think they are shaped up more better in order to hurt Liverpool compared to Liverpool hurting Man United. I'm gonna go with a crazy scoreline. I think it's gonna be 3-1. I think Man United win 3-0 over 3-1 over Liverpool. Let me know down below what you guys think. I think Liverpool can lose that badly to Man United. Comment down below. This is my preview to Liverpool versus Man United. Peace.